Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Budget Senpai. Today we're going to go over trade shows or vending at an anime convention. So this will be for artists and creators who set up at pop-up shops or anime conventions to sell their creations. This is just an overview of how you can approach creating a spreadsheet to plan your budget. So there's going to be three main columns. There's going to be income, expenses, and then business expenses. And we'll walk through it step by step. This is a one take, no edits video to show you exactly how you can approach it. You may want to open up this video in another window or another monitor and then follow along. You will need LibreOffice installed. We're going to be using a program called Calc to do the spreadsheets. There is a video on how to install that if you don't have it installed already. All right, so step one, open LibreOffice Calc, and we're just using the basic spreadsheet here. I like to zoom on the fly by using Control Scroll. So just push Control on your keyboard and then scroll your mouse wheel up and down. You can zoom in and out to get a better view. So we're starting with, let's start with income. And we can do it like right here. I like to leave a little white space since you'll see as the thing develops more, we're not using it strictly in the shape of regular spreadsheet. So I like leaving a little spaces around the edge. So that's why I'm starting with B2 to label income. And then below income, this will be a placeholder for a formula we're going to come back to later. Skip a spot. And then right here, I'm going to actually start building out our column headers for how we're going to total up our income. So item is the item you're selling. And then of course we'll need a quantity, how many you sell, price, what you sell it for, and then the total, which would be quantity times price. So let's take stickers as an example. Selling stickers, quantity, we don't know yet. Let's just stick in, we'll say we'll sell 20 packs of stickers. Price, maybe $5 for a nice size sticker or a 3-pack. This is totally up to you. And you'll know better about your merchandise, your products. So total, we're going to do a formula. So I like to do formulas up here and this line up here, the formula line. So you click in your box and you're going to type an equal sign that goes into formula making mode. And then you can just click on the box that you want to start with. So we're going to equal this quantity. Click here. You see how that turns purple. And you can see it adds that C6. And then we're going to click here again and add a multiplication sign. We're doing times. And then we want to multiply the quantity times the price. And hit enter. And that's a really, really simple formula. Basically saying quantity times price. Another housekeeping thing we can do, I'm just going to select kind of a bunch of these columns here. And I want to right click and do format cells. And we'll change this to currency and the default. That way, and actually we can make it even more. I don't know if I want to see pennies. Let's just round it. Just like dollars there. And to highlight those, I just left click and drag about as far down as I think that I'll need. So for this one, we should be able to copy and paste this, and it should adjust the formula. It didn't seem to work that time. Okay, so if you right click and do paste, it follows the formula along. You can see here C6 times D6, C7, C8. So that'll work. So now we can change we're basically repeating that formula, but for these different lines. So we might have another product like keychains, and we might want to sell we'll sell 20 of those, and those sell for say 15 a piece. And then finally maybe something like t-shirts that sell for 20 a piece. We'll just keep that at 20. So that should make sense. For simplicity's sake, we'll just keep it at that for now. I'm going to left align everything. Just highlight these and come up here, hit left align. And then I want to be able to add up all these columns. So I'm going to stick it right here underneath this main income. So I'm going to do equals sum, and then open that up, and I'm just going to highlight a few of those. So income, $800, right? And for some reason it changed my font. Let's just change that back to something nice. Cool. So that's like the total income. We can make that bold, Control B. So pretty simple. We've got our income section. We've got a group of things with item, quantity, price, and total. And then each item will have its own price and quantity. So now you can adjust these. So say at the end of the show, say you sold like 100 stickers and you sold 30 keychains, you sold 50 t-shirts. That's your total income. Well, yeah, your total, it's not your net profits yet. We're going to get there. So the income section's pretty basic. We're pretty much done with that part. So let's move on to direct expenses. So direct expenses are basically like just for this one particular show, for this one event. We're going to take a look at what it's costing us. So the first thing I'd like to consider, let's see how I'd want to format this. Let's look at merchant services fees. Let's just call this, let's see, we'll have a cost column. Let's skip leave a little white space in between here. And then let's have a cost and a price, I guess. It's like the price of that. I'm trying to think. Maybe item and cost. Yeah. So item or thing, whatever it costs you. Merchant services fees. So like sales fees. We can make this. So this would be like credit card transaction, merchant services for, I guess, like stickers. I'm trying to think if we should do each one. We should do each one just for, get it a little more exact. Now, depending on what your merchant service fees are, the one I use for events and stuff, it's basically 30 cents per transaction. Plus 2.9% of the transaction fee. So we're basically going to make a merchant services cost for each section so we can get a really exact estimate of what it's going to cost us just to run the credit card machines. Now, if someone's paying cash, obviously you can rule this out, but it's always best to overestimate how much it's going to cost to run things. So to do this, we're going to do a formula again. Cost for selling stickers with credit card merchant services. We're going to click in this box for H6, go up here to formula bar, hit equals to start our formula. So first, let's take care of every single transaction has a 30 cent like flat rate, right? So let's start with that. So what we want to do is we know this is going to equal, we're going to have to put this inside parentheses because we're going to have two different kind of formulas in here. So parentheses, and then 0.3, that's for 30 cents, like, you know, or 0.30, if it helps you visualize it. We're saying 30 cents is the cost per transaction. And then inside of this formula, we're going to put times, and we want to look at the sticker quantity. Quantity for each sticker. Each sticker, we're going to assume that's a separate sale. Again, we might be overestimating because out of those 100 stickers, you know, some of those transactions, someone might buy 10 stickers at a time or whatever. We're overestimating. So we're going to click right here. We're going to assume that each one of those stickers is a separate transaction. So we got 0.30 times the value of C6, which is the quantity of the stickers. And then we're going to close up that with another parentheses. Then we're going to add, we're going to plus, do another parentheses. So that's our 30 cents plus we have a 2.9% transaction fee per sale of the total cost. And we can sum this one up. This part will actually be a little more accurate. In general, if people have multiple sales, I think we're just going to take the total cost. So let's just say 0.029, which is like 2.9% times, and we're just going to say the total of the sticker sales, like the quantity times the price, because that'll be the total amount that we're actually taking in. And so here we go. For $500 worth of stickers with 100 different transactions, your merchant service cost will be $44.50 at most. Then we're going to copy that. Right click and paste. I'm going to copy that, right click and paste. That's funny, those are the same. Is that right? Yeah, okay. Not the same, but close enough. So here we go. We've got some pretty good estimates here of what it would cost for merchant services fees. Let's look at some other, I'm going to skip a line too, just to keep everything kind of separate. Obviously, one of your direct expenses will be the vendor fee. Those can range anywhere from, some events are really cheap, some are a lot more expensive depending on foot traffic and how the event organizers run things. So we can, say it's $60, say it's a nice small event, cheap entry fee. Some of them are a lot more, like hundreds or even thousands of dollars for the big conventions. So this could greatly vary. Let's just even say, let's say $100. And also a little housekeeping. I'm gonna right click, format sales, and change this to currency. I don't know if we need the pennies. We'll just round to, keep it easy. Just gonna round everything close enough. Vendor fee. So that's your price to get in. The other one we might need to consider is either like travel or, if you're taking your car, gas money / travel. That could be, if it's local, it might be like $50. Food. So, you need to eat every day anyway, so you can pack your own food, which would be a smart way to do it. Just bring a cooler with some ice and like maybe some frozen jugs of water to keep things cool. Pre-make some sandwiches. But if you're not going to be making food ahead of time, you might need to bring another $50 or something to buy food. I'm sure there's other expenses I'm just not really thinking of right now, but for now, that should be good. Let's go ahead underneath direct expenses. Let's make it equals, start our formula, and I'm just going to type in sum in all caps. And I think I can just highlight, we'll highlight a little Oops, okay, I did it wrong. So I was trying it without putting my parentheses, but you have to put them. So equals sum, open parentheses, click and drag, hit enter, and it will automatically add the closing parentheses for you. Yep. So direct expenses, 311. Cool. I just hit Control B to make that bold. I'm doing Control A and left aligning everything just to make it look nicer. Here we have a very basic income and direct expenses. So I want to see, I'm going to add a profit and loss, kind of like income minus direct expenses, just for the interim. And you'll see we're going to take it beyond there because there's other expenses that we haven't factored in just yet. So the profit and loss, we're just going to do a real simple formula equals. You're going to click on this numerical value for the income, type a minus sign, and then click on the expenses, hit enter, make that bold. 1639, that's your profit and loss. That's basically your income minus direct expenses. But there's more to the story. As anyone who owns a business knows, it costs money just to exist as a business, for better or for worse. So let's make a business expenses section. Item, cost. Let's drag this column over a little bit so we have more room to type. So let's see what we've got. Sales tax. Sales tax could be complicated. We can do a rough estimate though. I'm just gonna do it per item again. Look, there might be a better way to do this. I'm not always 100% an expert in this. I never claim to be. It's just something that I've done. So if you find a better way to do this, by all means in the comments, drop a comment and let us know. Hey, this would be a quicker route or a more efficient way. But for now, this works. It's a little more tedious to set it up. But I think at least you get a very accurate view per item of what your costs are. So sales tax in general, if you're paying sales and use tax quarterly or yearly, depending on how much money you're bringing in, typically you're allowed to buy things with no tax, and then when you resell them, you pay the sales tax for those to the state that you're selling in every quarter or every year. So for this one, let's just do real simple. Sales tax is going to equal sales tax for the stickers. We're going to take our total income for the stickers, and we're just going to do times maybe 0.07. It's Florida sales tax. So that's like $35 that we owe the government. Should be able to copy, right click and paste for sales tax stickers, sales tax keychains, and sales tax t-shirts. So yeah, those formulas have adjusted. E6 times 7%, E7 times 7%, and E8 times 7%, which E5 or E6, E7, and E8 are right here. Those are the cells they're referencing. That's the total amount of money you're taking in for selling those individual items. Okay. Self-employment tax. So for this one, we can do a formula of, so we can expense all this. Trying to think the best way. Self-employment tax. Technically, yeah, it won't be exact, but we're just going to go with our profit loss right here to build our formula out. So we'll take equals. We click here to say this is how much money Uncle Sam saw us bring in after some of the direct expenses that we can deduct, and then we multiply that times. Right now, the self-employment tax is 15.3% of your net income, so we can express that in 0.153. Eesh. Yeah. So yeah, all that money is going to state taxes or self-employment tax. So considerable chunk of change, but hopefully one day it'll come back in Social Security. We'll see. One of the necessary evils for running a business. So we also have some things that are not really particularly for this event. Business filing fees. So these will be your recurring yearly fees to run a business, to exist as a business. There's a few ways to go about this. This will be a looser estimate. It's not going to be as exact as some of the other ones, but we're basically going to say how much does it cost us to run this business throughout the year, and how you divide that up really depends on what you're doing. So one way that makes sense is to divide the total yearly cost of running the business by each event that you go to. So if you go to an event every month, divide that number by 12 for 12 events. If you don't know where to start, or if you're just going to do a few events, a safe estimate could be 4. Lisa says dividing it up quarterly. So let's pull up our calculator. And let's just say that we're just going to do some rough estimates. Let's say that every year we pay the state $150 to to file our LLC or whatever, and then plus maybe another $100 to the city for the business tax receipt, maybe plus another 20 to the county for the business tax receipt. So roughly 270. Now we can take that number, we could even make a formula for it if you wanted. Here, let's just come to the side. Let's make a formula. And where should we put this that'll make sense? Right here. Let's just put yearly biz costs. Say 270. And then divided by, we can put a number here like, we'll divide it by 4. So like once in a quarter, if we do 4 events, the yearly cost of $270 spread out over 4 different events, we just equals our yearly business cost and then divided by 4. So each quarter for 3 months is going to cost us about, $67, $68 just to exist as a business. Let's just go ahead and round that. So that's a formula now. So if you wanted to say you did 12 events, then you could say your filing fees and your business fees are about $23 per event. And so that's a good way to kind of quickly and easily see what that's going to cost. So we'll leave it at 4. Just to say, if we do 4 events, that's what it costs you per event as a business. So, so that now let's look at let's add these up. So under business expenses, let's equal sum, open parentheses. We'll just click and drag this column here, include a few extras. That's $455 that we've spent on business expenses. We're almost done here. So now let's just add a total profit. And we're going to do kind of the same thing we did for the profit and loss, like income minus direct expenses. But now we're going to start with equals our profit and loss, which is the result of income minus expenses, and then we're going to subtract that by the business expenses. And here is your actual total profit for this event after everything's said and done. Not too bad if you're able to keep those numbers up. So we can, let's zoom out a little bit. So the cool thing is, now that we've got this all in a formula, we can go back and play with these numbers. Okay, we can say, for the next event, say travel is going to cost us like a plane ticket or something. That might be like, and taxi and all that, it might be like $400 for that. Now you see this total profit went down to 888, so $888. That obviously, ate away some of our total profit. We change that back to $50. Let's say we didn't sell as many stickers as we thought, so we only sold like 20 stickers. Well, we only sold 10 keychains. We only sold 5 t-shirts. That puts you down to your total profit is like $18. So you can play with these, and feel free to estimate them, to get an idea of what it might cost, based on past performance. And then I would encourage you, after the event, go in here and plug in all these numbers and see what they arise to, so that you have a good idea of what your projected versus actual costs are. And you could always save this as a new document, like before and after. So you could have your one that's a projection, and then you do one afterwards, and exactly, okay, I spent like exactly $20 in gas, and I spent exactly, $40 in food. The vendor fee will most likely be the same. You may want to flex a little bit with these merchant services accounts if you did a lot of cash sales. So for, say you sold everything in cash, you could just even zero these out or something. Just keep in mind it'll affect the formula for next time. So that's why it's good to save a copy. But yeah, so this will give you a really good overview. On your Schedule C, a lot of these things can be deducted, like your business filing fees. A lot of your merchant services can be deducted from your total income. So it's going to save you some money on how much money you owe for taxes. But you will always have to pay the self-employment tax. You will have to pay business filing fees, and then sales tax on all the items you sell. Now you may be factoring those into your price just to make it easier on the customer, but just know that you should be aware of how much it's costing you for all those things. Yeah, so I think that's it. It took within about 30 minutes. We took the slow crawl, but we have a really good working budget now that we can see. Starting with income, each item, you have a quantity times price for the total of that. And then that income will be, you'll subtract the direct expenses per event from that income. So your vendor fee, your merchant services for running credit cards, travel, gas, food, all that. That will give you your profit and loss for this event. But let's not forget, the devil's in the details, and there are some extra business expenses that you will be paying. So we can't forget those. This is like $473 worth of all the taxes and filing fees and everything. So we'll take that, and then our total profit for this event is right here. So, there's, again, a lot of different ways to do this. You might have a better way. Feel free to drop a comment, share your opinions on this method. It's not perfect, but nothing is. Yeah, it gives you a good overview, and that's really the point. So yeah, hope everybody who's an artist and a creator can make a lot of money. And I encourage people to shop local. If you are, a person who loves artwork, who loves seeing people create, just know when you buy things from these big box stores and stuff, your money's not really being funneled into the most appropriate places. So whenever you get a chance to purchase from artists directly, whether it's at trade shows or on their websites, do that. People like to impulse buy. This is something, enjoyable for a lot of people. You see some cool new item that just catches your interest and you want to buy it. If we're going to make the world a better place, honestly, I would ask you control some of those impulses for stuff that just makes rich people richer. Save that money and spend it at local trade shows, at smaller events. Spend it directly on the artists. And I think everybody can win at that point because you're doing your part to help promote more artwork and to keep these things local and have value here. So, and if you, again, as an artist and creator, if you've watched this video, I really hope it helps you take your business to the next level and really get an overview of your finances. I don't know what level you're at right now, but it can't hurt to just see a different vantage point, a different facet of how you can look at your income and expenses. And if you're not already using a bookkeeper or doing your accounting yourself, I would highly recommend looking into that, pursuing that route. The Excel sheets are good for one-off and for estimating, but when it comes to tax time, you really want to have a tried and true method. So in the next several videos, probably I might be going over how to set up maybe new cash for a double bookkeeping system for a small business owner. But for now, I think the spreadsheet is a really great start. If you're interested in helping improve this spreadsheet, if you have some ideas, again, please drop a comment, let me know. Go to the website budgetsenpai.com. You can use a contact form there. I'm all ears. I really want to see this channel grow, and based on the input of real people who have had experience with this, just shoot me a comment, let me know. So, all right, everybody. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Make a lot of money, and also don't get too obsessed with making money because it's just one of the many things in life, but it's pretty important, especially if you're an artist. It's every penny matters, and I hope that this spreadsheet can help you keep everything in balance and make a little more sense about what exactly it's costing you to run these events. And yeah, hope you all do well. All right, y'all. Peace. See ya.